part of my objective was also finding sponsors that would help cover the cost of organizing an event, as expensive as it was to take all of these people to Stanford. And didn't have enough sponsors, and we had to be creative in like what we can do. And I think that that's where the idea of bringing in Silicon Valley came into the conversation, and we brought Twitter to one of the events as a speaker.
Twitter anunció que iniciará operaciones en América Latina en alianza con la empresa IMS, la red.
Twitter at that time was kind of like starting as a, the company has been started a couple of years before, but it was getting to a point in which everybody was talking about them. They were starting to expand around the world, and they were starting to sell advertising.
The product had lots of momentum and lots of users in the US and a few other countries, and there was starting to be advertiser interest in the product. We were headquartered in San Francisco. We had a sales office in the UK and in different parts of Europe. But in other parts of the world, like Latin America, we had enough users to justify and warrant advertiser interest, but there were lots of complications in setting up sales offices.
Twitter was looking to go into Latin America, and they didn't really know the market. They didn't understand the region. Obviously, Latin America, the complexities of all of the markets and understanding effects and such, and we were experts in that region.
People believe that we didn't know the representation business. We started IMS with the representation universe online. So we understand the representation business, and I want to give credit. I remember at a Stanford event, a professional worked with us. She's Brazilian, she worked with me in Universe Online many years, Mariana Krim, who I remember we were at Stanford, and she said, Gaston, why don't we tell these guys to represent Twitter? I said, no, it's not going to happen.
Adam asked me to look for a partner to help us with scaling revenue and working with advertisers and agencies. And the approach that we really took was to find someone that was expert in understanding social media advertising, but also really understood the culture of what was going on in the country that they represented.
We said, listen, maybe we can represent you in LATAM. Why don't you connect us with the rest of the people in Twitter, and we'll see from there.
Once we decided to go ahead and compete for the Twitter business representation, I remember we have as a competitor Fox. Obviously, Fox is a big conglomerate. And someone at Twitter, I think it was Ali, told me, Gaston, Fox is going to write us a check, a guaranteed amount of revenue for 3 years. And I said, no, look, I cannot afford to write the check. However, what I guarantee you is that whenever you want to take the markets back, you're going to have the first 200 advertisers educated. So what do you prefer, a check and a non-educated market, or you prefer a non-check, a non-revenue guarantee, but a super-educated market? The next day or next week, I don't remember exactly, he called me, he said, the business is yours.
I remember meeting Gaston and Nacho in 2012 when they came into to our San Francisco office, and that kicked off the beginning of a very successful long-term relationship between Twitter and IMS.
And that's how, at a moment in which Twitter was, one of the hottest digital platforms, we became their exclusive partner for Latin America. We put together a team, and off we went, selling Twitter everywhere.
What gave us confidence about IMS being, the right partner is business is ultimately about people, and how you reach people, how you connect with people. Because when something goes wrong in the relationship, you want to know that you can pick up the phone and talk to someone and have a reasonable conversation and work through the set of issues that that have come up. And Gaston was, I think, one of the best relationship people that I had met, up to that point in my career, and made me feel really, really comfortable that no matter what came up throughout the course of our relationship, we could work through the issues together.
And that was also a pivotal moment for IMS because at that moment we were introduced to executives at Twitter, and that was changed completely our business model into representing platforms, being Twitter our first platform.